Yes.
All right, inshallah, we have done that. It shows me that we possibly are live. And then I will press record and then we will start our meeting. Yep, there we are. Let me spotlight you and myself. And doing a recording. So subhanAllah, that is supposed to be one thing that I try to do before we go live, but I got distracted. All right, that's how it looks. And let me press record on my end. So I will have this on my computer. All right, so Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good afternoon, and welcome everyone to the Elders Podcast. So this is a podcast designed to hear the voice of the elders in our community, learn something, grow from the experience, and continue on with our existence, inshallah. I would like to begin with Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I am honored to have the next guest on episode 9 of the Elders Podcast. This is someone I've known, all my life or something, as well. Usually I've known you guys for a while, and sometimes I just met you, but alhamdulillah, I've known Imam Faruq for a while, and I am thankful, alhamdulillah, that you agreed to do the podcast. I gave you a couple of dates, and the first date was a quick turnaround time from when I asked, and you accepted, so I'm very appreciative of that, alhamdulillah. And so what we do in the podcast is I had some questions that I usually go through, but this is a very fluid environment. And so the intention though is to hear the voice of those who came before us. I think that it's important, as I get older, I realize that I'm very ignorant when it comes to a lot of things, right? And I really appreciate just listening to experiences that occurred before I even was thought of, as they would say. And I'm always surprised, and I have learned so much over these last 9 episodes. I feel really blessed to have had this settlement of understanding. And so with that, I am introducing you, Imam Faruq Bilal Rasheed is my 9th guest on the Elders Podcast. Originated from an idea I had a while back, but put into work when the Imam that I was going to ask to be my first guest returned to Allah. And then I was like, oh, okay, well then this is what, if you say you're going to do it. And so may Allah be pleased with him and grant him paradise. But I'm always happy to mention how he propelled me into moving It was a event I went to of his, and I was like, okay, I'm going to ask him to be my first guest. And so here we go, and so on. So our questions begin, it's just like getting a little understanding of your life experiences, and then we kind of go on from there. So the first question is an introduction question where we would like to know who you are and where you are from, uh, natively, your roots, your birthplace, and things like that. So we'll begin there, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, and thank you for inviting me. I think this is a very great idea. So I could
Alhamdulillah.
not say no. I said, hey, that's great. And I feel honored to be on this elders uh, podcast that Allah has blessed you to do. And Alhamdulillah, I sometimes look at life as being something that is already planned, the qadr. And, and that's how we move. But anyway, the question is, who am I? My name now is Faruq Bilal Rasheed. However, on my birth certificate, it says Frank Bilal Rasheed because, and the reason it's like that because when we changed our names some years ago, Imam Muhammad encouraged us to keep those first names. And
Mm,
I did so people would know us. And of course, Farouk Bilal has to do with the fact that I was called FB all my life, never called Frank, never called Farouk or anything like that. I was always just called FB. That's what everybody knows me by. Named after my grandfather, Frank Benjamin Traylor. May Allah forever
mm,
bless him. Great man, great
mm,
man. And Alhamdulillah, he changed his name from Benjamin Franklin Traylor to Frank Benjamin Traylor. And after my name was changed, some of my uncles said, "Boy, you were named after my daddy. You don't need to change your name." And I said, "Well, my mama told me he changed his name." And I know he did it for a good reason. Born in Arcadia, Oklahoma. If you Google Arcadia, Oklahoma right now, you can see it probably has about 200 people. And that's all it's ever
mm,
had. Most of them at that time were my kinfolks. It is known for a big red barn on Route 66, which they don't use Route 66 that much anymore. But back in the day, Route 66, that was the way to go across the country. And big red barn, big round red barn that still sits there. Now, I left that place. I didn't leave by myself. My parents took us out of Arcadia when I was about 4 years old in 1950. I was born in 1946, October 14, 1946. So they took us to a place called Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is where I grew up in Guthrie, Oklahoma. In segregated times, all those black folks lived together. Well, people still live about the same way in many
mm.
instances, as you
Yeah.
know. Uh, but we were all together. We went to all black schools. Matter of fact, the first time I ever was really around, associated with a bunch of white folks was when I was drafted and went into the Army in the year 1970. Before that, all the schools I finished college at Langston University, uh,
Oh.
HBC, in 1969. And it was again all black school, because even at that time you couldn't hardly go, you couldn't go to the white, not that I wanted to anyway, and necessarily, but alhamdulillah. So anyway, I grew up in Guthrie, and I was always the kind of person, and I still am. I like to study. I like to read. I like to study, do things like that. So I was kind of an oddball among people. As a matter of fact, on just a few days ago, somebody told me that I was weird or whatever. I say that don't bother me for you to tell me that because I've been weird all my life. What I mean by weird, they call it weird, but I've been different, kind of a different kind of
Mhm.
person. So I'm used to it. I was generally like mainly in there coming up a straight A student all the time, most of the time. And if I got a B,
Mm.
I was mad, or less. And I was expected that. I had a lot of accolades all the time, and alhamdulillah, a lot of people liked me for that, and a lot of people didn't. So what I'm saying is, what it did, I know now, is it builds you up to be ready to face things in life. And
Certain.
and in life, we face a whole lot of things.
Mm.
So being born in 1946, I'm now 79 years old by the Gregorian calendar, which makes me about 81 years old by the Islamic calendar. Allahu Akbar, you
Alhamdulillah.
know. Yeah.
Allahu
So
Akbar.
praise be to Allah. I guess that's a good introduction. So my name, but I later took on Faruq as a name, as a first name. The reason I did that, I got tired of people being so comfortable calling me Frank. And
Mm.
I guess that was just something to me. I said, everybody just, they don't want to, they play like they can't say Rasheed, or Bilal, but they want to go to Frank. So I said, I'm just going to change. I'm Farouk and
Mm.
make them come that way. But again, still, most people still call me FB. And I still do too. A lot of
Yeah.
times, FB Rasheed. A lot of people know me as.
Alhamdulillah.
So I guess that's a good enough introduction to, I
Yeah,
guess, I
I've
don't
I've
know.
only heard people call you FB, and I've always
Yeah,
thought it meant Farouk
yeah,
Bilal.
yeah.
But
Actually,
alhamdulillah.
the people here in Little Rock were the first one that started calling me Imam Farouk.
Mm.
More so. And I accept that. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful name, Allahu Akbar. Rashid, that's a
Allahu
beautiful name.
Akbar. It is.
Can I share with
Okay.
you, though? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What are you gonna say?
I was just going to share with you and with everyone how we settled on the name Rashid. I have a brother, Kerry Rashid, who passed when he was 39 years old. I'm
Mm-hmm.
2 years his elder, and he and I were tight. We slept in the bed together when we were coming up. And he would be putting his cold feet on me. I me putting my cold feet on him. He, Mom, Kara's putting his cold feet. Boy, y'all better shut up. I'll come in there and whip both of y'all. Okay. So anyway,
Alhamdulillah.
his son, he had a son who has passed on now, and they named him Jamal Rashid Parks. Parks was my name before Parks. My father people came from Montgomery County, Alabama, where they were sharecroppers, and they've passed the language on to us. And the way that happened, it's been passed on to us. His grandfather, let me see, I might not have it right. It's either great or grandfather came in one day and after trying to settle up for the sharecropping, and it never settled up right. And so he said, load everything up. We're getting out of here. They loaded up in wagons and got their little belongings and moved to Oklahoma. That was prior to Oklahoma statehood. And
Wow.
because statehood in Oklahoma is 1907. And as
Mm-hmm.
you really know, as people know, they got all the Native Americans, or most of them, and marched them in the Trail of Tears to that area. So my people went there and settled among the Indians before statehood there back in the day. So,
Oh wow.
alhamdulillah. So he said, so brother and I, Kerry and I were real tight, real close before he passed. As a matter of fact, I miss him so much all the time now because he's the only real brother I ever had. And I hate to say it like that. Because one time we were
Yeah.
talking on the phone and he said, man, these Muslim people, they ain't no real brothers. He said, I know what a real brother is. And we just talking, and I'm just
Yeah.
sharing that. But I do have some real Muslim brothers too. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying he said that, and
Yeah.
so we said let's choose a name and together because we both became Muslim. He actually got into the Nation of Islam and was FOI. I never was in the Nation of Islam. I was only
Mm-hmm.
around it. And I
Mm-hmm.
also wrote a letter that was rejected. And after that, when I came back from Vietnam in 19, I'm just rambling, but when I came back from Vietnam in 1970, I was really, I don't know, a strange kind of person. I used to wear uh, jungle fatigues. I had a big afro. I had a big beard. I wore bangles around my neck with bullets on them and talk crazy stuff, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so really, I don't think I was really suitable for the Nation of Islam. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have cut my hair and all that stuff. I don't know. But I did study the paper, study the people. I went to the temple sometime. I got threatened by some of the FOI that if I didn't come on and do what I was supposed to do, that something might happen to me.
Yeah.
So his son's name was Jamal Rashid Parks. And he said, let's just drop the Parks off and we'll all become Rashids. And we're going to get our whole family to accept the name Rashid. Don't you know none of them have accepted it to this day? But they good people. They beautiful people.
Yeah.
So I
But
said a whole
alhamdulillah,
lot of
it
stuff.
is there. It is there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that sparked a bunch of questions. So, but
Allahu Akbar.
I'm gonna rewind. I've been trying to jot down notes as I go through these podcasts because
Yes.
every conversation sparks questions. So, and what a great history to have with the moving and the experience with what happened in Oklahoma and
Yes.
that
Yes.
truth that we as a nation hide all the time. And
Yes. Yes.
I wanted to ask, so you say that it was, mostly segregated in how you lived. So
Yes.
you stayed with schools that didn't experience desegregation.
Yeah, up until I was a grown man and had come back from Vietnam, and then I did go to University of Oklahoma and graduated there with a master's degree in 1973. That was after all that, but that was my first experience in being in a school with Caucasians and others. And
Interesting.
mhm,
Do you think that in itself, that experience has shaped you differently than maybe someone who did experience
I
that
do I
early in
do
life?
think so. But I know what kind of saved me and my brothers and sisters, and all of us were high achievers in school, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, my mom and daddy, they taught us that whatever any human being do, you can do it. And then they said after that, now you may not be the best at it, but some things you're gonna be the best at. Some things you might be in the middle with other people, and some things you may be less, but you can do anything that any human being does. They didn't say any African American does, any black person does, any Negro, as we was called at that time, does. They said
Mm-hmm.
anybody. And that burned in my head. And still I know that I feel that I can do anything that I see any human being do, any physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now, as you're getting older, now a lot of that physical stuff, you can still do it, but you can't really, really do it if you hear what I'm saying.
Yes, I hear you. And I
Yeah,
don't know. Inshallah, I have some more time to complain about it, but I feel it now as well.
Alhamdulillah.
Um, I would like to ask, like, I had a conversation, I don't know, I think you know them, Sister Elizabeth Shaheed
Yeah,
and
yes,
Sister
I know
Lydia
them well.
Abdullah.
You know them well.
We were in Juma at the end of Juma yesterday, and we had mentioned your parents and their histories and their stories. And so I have two questions that have just come to mind. What is your fondest experience or stories or just even anything you have with your parents? And what do you think, not what do you think, but I find that as I get older and have older children and just even my own self, I have come to examine how much parents quote unquote owe their children, because
Okay,
children
okay.
can sometimes be a little ungrateful.
Ah,
um and so and in that, it's ignorance, right? I have
yes,
lived in that
yes, yes.
ignorance. In that ignorance, you think that you're owed something, and then if you get what you're owed, your life would be better. But that's
Mhm.
not true. But in that, on that context, what is your good memory from your parents?
Okay.
And what would you say a parent owes a child if they owe them anything?
Yes. You know, I feel that my parents were very wise people, very wise. And I always held them in very high esteem. They were not really what we would call formally educated people. My father went to eighth grade. My mother finished high school. Was also blessed to know my mother's father and mother, and they were people that I held in high esteem. It was very wide. My father, I only knew his father because his mother passed when he was 16. And my I love my parents. You know what I said? I love them, and I still love them. And that's why it bothers me when somebody say they were Kafirs or something. Wait, my parents were not Kafirs. They didn't know about Al Islam like we do, but
Mm-hmm.
they were good people, Alhamdulillah, and very very wise. And
Very well.
Alhamdulillah, my father loved horses, so I had to be. I was around horses when I was little, and he liked dogs too. I was around dogs, but I don't like dogs, but I like horses. Okay.
You picked
And
one,
I don't know
alhamdulillah.
that my I had so many fond memories as a child that it's hard to just mention anyone that was the best.
Mm-hmm.
They were good. They were good parents, probably much better than I was to my two boys.
Well, that's
My wife and I
beautiful.
had two boys.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes. So
Alhamdulillah. I always appreciate that beautiful truth and honesty.
yeah.
Um, so let's talk about, let's go, I often don't intend to, but I do go, I might flip a
Uh-huh.
little bit, but I'm not going to flip that much. I just want to know what is one of the things that you appreciated most about growing up, or like, what do you remember about the town you grew up in and what happened there?
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, the town itself, which is Guthrie, Oklahoma, Alhamdulillah. At the time we moved there from Arcadia with 200, around 200 people or whatever, it had about 9,000, which that was big for us at that time. Um, I liked the people and the schools that we had, the teachers. As a matter of fact, I really appreciate those black teachers in our school who loved us, and we could tell it. We knew that they did. And I think I appreciate that real well. I don't know that if I had been in a situation like people are in today, I don't know how I would have made it. But I think with my parents and the way they raised us and helped us, I think we still could have made it, you
Yeah.
know. And it caused me and my wife, especially me, I was pushing when we had the two boys, we homeschooled them. And back
Mm,
in that time, but we were Muslim at that. We weren't Muslim when we married. We were not Muslims, neither one of us. We got married in 1973. We made our Shahada in 1976. We started
mhm,
following Imam Muhammad in 1975. And in a kind of a way, I was following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Fard Muhammad,
mhm.
those things. I was studying it and looking at it, you see. So
Yeah.
that's basically it. I think that's kind of answer I can give, just like this, so off the top of my head. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah. So when you were growing up, um, what was your first? I actually want to ask you about your war experience, but
Oh,
before that, what was your first job that you remember where you earned income and felt like you
earned
were making
income.
money to
Okay,
do
okay.
things that you love to do?
I was in junior high school, and I had a friend who worked for the Townhouse Hotel downtown Guthrie,
Mm,
and a job came open, and he said, "Man, I think you can get this job." So I got it was a job washing dishes in a restaurant. And I got a little pay for it so I could buy some nice clothes and that kind of thing. So that was a good experience for me, because when a person is in junior high or high school, you wanna you don't wanna look good. You at least I did, and I think most people do.
yeah.
You don't want to. And my parents they weren't able to buy me those things, so I think they were happy too that I got a way to buy them for myself. And that was a great blessing. Some Bantalon shirts and matching socks. And people who are
So
around that
that
time know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that is about social life. So
Yeah,
that's a leading question into what was the social life like for
well, I
you?
was saying, man, it was great. I mean, a man. I'm sorry, I said man, but it was great. We had
It's
something
okay.
in Guthrie called Teen Town on the weekends. On the weekends, and we would go there. We would dance and whatever, and meet everybody together. That's how our families were able to set it up. It was in the Black Library. We had a Black Library. That
And
library was
groups.
down. Huh?
I was gonna just ask, and groups of teens and kids
Hmm.
came out.
Most of all of us went there as teenagers, and it was a good thing for us. It kept us out of trouble most of the time. And
It's that
really,
good.
we need to do stuff like we need to have stuff for the children.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I feel like that's how gangs came in and infiltrated. It's because kids didn't have it so too much to hang on to.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a question that was asked about the families that you were around and that you grew up around. Were they all family units with a mother and a father?
Hmm.
Did you grow up around those family units?
Most of them were. However, some of the families you could tell were not as close knit as some of the other ones. But most had a father and a mother in the home. Not like what we experience today at all. So most of us, as a matter of fact, unfortunately, we used to pay the dozens and call people by their mama's name. I should have said that, but that's true.
I don't even know what that means, play the dozens.
We call it talk about people's parents and families.
Oh, okay.
And, and in my group that I was with, we always whatever person's mother's name was, that's what we called them. My mother's name
Uh,
was Ida, Ida, and so they called me Ida, or sometimes they called me potatoes because Idaho potatoes, and I and all
I'm
that did to
sorry, that
me,
was a good
all
joke.
that did to me was it makes you tough skinned, you where you can take it. You don't cry about everything, and
Yeah, and there
so
was
but
no physical violence because of this joking around.
not generally.
Mm,
Occasionally, something would jump off between some people who didn't like each other too much anyway. But generally,
yeah,
most people that I was around, they seemed to respect me or like me as a person, basically. That,
yeah,
and I didn't have any real enemies coming up as a child. That was in our group.
yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Do you feel like before so you at some point you joined the army because you went
Yeah, I
to
didn't join the
war.
army. I was
What?
drafted.
You were drafted.
Oh, yes.
Oh my, what was
Yeah,
that? What did that
that,
feel like? What was
that was a
what was that
bad
experience like?
situation. As a matter of fact, it was after I had graduated Langston University
Mm-hmm.
and I had gotten my first job as a teacher, and I had taught
Mm,
for a full year, and then they drafted me. And I I was trying to figure. It was around during the same time when Muhammad Ali was doing the fighting not to go, and some of the Caucasians were going to Canada to flee or whatever. And my parents, my mother, with him, because I was almost ready to just not go,
yeah,
but I did go. And I called that year, the end of this year, went straight to basic training in Fort Polk, Louisiana. Out of that, I went to AIT, advanced training in Fort Monmouth in New Jersey, and straight to Vietnam right after that. Didn't know nothing about nothing, but I was going to Vietnam. It was really strange. I still today call it the endless year. Right now,
yeah.
I call that the endless year.
Endless
Yeah,
in the sense of what?
in that things still go on in my life you know, that I look at it back as because of that happened. That
Mm,
I felt that it shouldn't have happened.
yeah,
And a lot of times we felt that we were being put there in the place of Caucasians who should have gone. That's the way
yeah,
we felt at that time. Yeah, that's the way I feel. I stayed in the Army a year and a half. Uh, when we finished our Vietnam tour, they gave us an early out because they knew that we were coming back and causing lots of trouble for the Army.
yeah.
So they threw us back out on the streets so that we could cause trouble out there and not. in the Army. That's my opinion. And
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it's a well-founded opinion.
that's what I was thinking. You see documentaries, you read things, and it seems like that's a consistent opinion
Yes.
of what happened during the time. But I never heard of it in the sense that this is the reason why they would have let you go, or,
Okay.
discharged you. So that's
That's what
quite
I think.
interesting.
And I
That
know it to
then
be
it
so.
makes sense. I mean, for them. Yeah.
Because we came back, Fort Lewis, Washington, back overseas. And it was the time when they had stopped bringing us back in jungle fatigues that we were wearing over there because people were attacking them and calling them baby killers. And this country was in turmoil. It's in
Mm-hmm.
turmoil right now again, but it was in a different kind of turmoil then. And it was to the point that when we were there, they would come out and say, "Everybody get outside and line up in formation." We said, I'm not lining up in no formation. What you gonna do? Send me to Vietnam again?" And we were talking crazy to them,
Mm.
And so they were anxious to move us on out of there.
Yeah.
But
Do you do
Allah
you
blessed
think
me
it
to
was
survive.
Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar? Do you think it was because of the experiences over there that the soldiers came back with that attitude?
Yes. And what we knew of the experiences that were over here that were happening at the same time, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. I would say something to you that some people probably don't know. When I went to Vietnam, I went to a place called Phulam, which was a old camp that had been left there by the French, who had been defeated and run out by the Vietnamese.
Mm.
And in that camp, they started race problems between whites and blacks. Now, among the blacks, who I was among, of course, there were some whites who were with us, and there were some blacks that was with the whites. But most of it was so they started out and started having problems, and then they had to ship all of us. So I got shipped out. I got shipped to the Dells of Tan An uh, uh, at that time as one of the people trying to solve that race problem that was at that first place I went. I don't know if you ever heard of the race problems that happened between us, especially in the rear. I was in the rear. I wasn't in the jungle at the time. I was in the rear. I was in a comm center, communication center, repairing stuff and shipping stuff out, that kind of thing at first. So,
So
yeah.
when you say the rear, you're saying that you weren't actually at the time where they were fighting, but you were in
Well,
behind scenes.
I wasn't in the jungle fighting. I was fighting in the rear. Because what I said, that camp that I was at, it got hit by mortars and rockets all the time. So, but
Hmm.
it wasn't out. I wasn't like an infantry person, even though infantry is the job of everybody in the army. So what
Yeah.
I'm saying, you can be put in those because we had to guard the perimeter and that kind of thing. But in the daytime, I went to the communication center and fixed. I was a repairman for the equipment and stuff at that time.
So when they send you a letter that says you have been drafted and
Yes,
whether you have to go and then report some to wherever they tell you to go, or you have
yes,
so
ma'am.
much time to respond.
Yes, ma'am. Then the letter starts out, greetings, greetings. You are hereby inducted into the United States military, or something similar to that. We call it the
Yeah.
greeting letter. Yeah, and
Now,
then
did
you
they
have,
have, oh, go ahead.
yeah, and it's a certain place. You have to show up at a certain place. And my
Yeah.
place was, I was in, let me see, yeah, I was living in Oklahoma City at that time because I was teaching school in Oklahoma City School on what was is Martin Luther King now, but at that time it was Eastern Avenue. That's where I was. A junior high school. I taught junior high school math for that 1 year, inshallah, before being drafted.
Mm. So
And I was angry.
did they, because they,
I have to explain. I was angry.
yeah, I'm having a little bit of lag.
Yes, sir.
D- did you? Did they have something at that time? Because right now we've recently been so there's been some kind of communication about males between the certain ages have to be registered
Oh
for
yes,
the
oh yeah,
service. Did they
oh yeah,
have that? Did they have that same criteria at that time? I was
yes,
trying to figure out the selection pool, how
yes,
they
yes.
selected you.
You had to go and register. If you didn't, you could go to jail or whatever. So I was registered, because I was good American boy. I was following the rules. And my mama, she always made us follow the rules.
Alhamdulillah. And that
Mhm.
you could see how that benefited you throughout
Yeah. Oh yeah.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was he was a World War II veteran too.
Oh, okay.
He had been to France and England and stuff doing, and so I was a child. My oldest sister, not my oldest sister, but the sister above me, Laura, she was born right after he got back, and then I was born a couple of years later. All of us are 2 years apart. There's seven of us in the family. Seven. Well, there's four of us left. Me and three of my sisters are still left. Yeah, I
Alhamdulillah.
lost both of my brothers passed on, and one of my oldest sister passed on. My youngest brother passed first when he was 39.
Yeah.
September the 11th, 1988. I said that was my first 911. I say that
Mm.
to people. 911 or 911. They call it
Yeah.
911 first, but they say, hey, we can't call it 911. That's the what you call for help, right? But they didn't understand it was a call for help, and it still is.
Yeah. Still is for sure.
Yes, indeed. Alhamdulillah.
So let's talk about trends, the things that
Okay.
you mentioned, some clothes that I don't know what they are that you mentioned, but I'm
Oh,
sure, at the time, other people may know what they are.
yeah.
But what are some trends that you remember that you guys did that you enjoyed, or maybe something that you thought was silly, or something that you thought
Mhm.
could have
Well,
not been a trend?
we like to go to the Melville Theater where we set up in the balcony over the top of the white folks and threw popcorn and sodas down on their head. And
Oh,
I
that
always
sounds
wondered,
like trouble.
I said, this is really silly for them to put us up on the top of them like that. I thought it was even as a child, but we used to like to go there and watch movies. And alhamdulillah, and like I said, the clothes too, like you said, the bell bottoms and the knob toe shoes and the bandana shirts. And it's funny because my father, whenever we would come in with something, me and my brother, he called my mother kiddo. Hey kiddo, come here. Look at this, what these boys are wearing. Look at the same stuff we used to wear. And I said, Dad, you ain't wearing it. And then he showed me a picture, and some of the stuff that they were wearing with pictures of them was the same kind of stuff we were wearing. Isn't that
Wow.
something?
It
I said,
is, because I've heard that before from other people. It's like, that's just the such and such coming back around.
yeah, that's what
And
they
that's
said.
interesting.
And he did about the dances too.
Yeah.
They doing that dance we used to do. And we were like, nah, this is a new dance right here. This is the mashed potatoes. or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, and then
I
we
used to love to
remixed the
dance.
mashed potatoes later on. I remember my mama said, that's just the mashed potato. But
I used to love to
alhamdulillah.
dance. I still sometimes like to dance, but I don't do it in public most of the time. Well, my wife would probably say, "Yeah, you dance sometime in public," and I've done that because I like to dance. I like to sing and those things.
Really?
Oh, yes, yes.
I did not know
See,
that.
yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, now let's segue into you meeting your wife. When because
Okay.
and I want to talk about you coming into the religion of Islam, but you met your wife before that. So let's talk
Yes,
about
I did.
when you met your wife in that time.
Mhm. It was in Oklahoma, and of course she's from Hazen. You know my wife. She's from Hazen, Arkansas. She went to school in Texas. Well, first she went to Charter College, and then she
Hmm.
went to into Waco to the college that was there. All of them somehow are AME schools, which is funny because I was raised in the AME church until I was 17. But
Mm.
anyway, she had gotten a job there in Oklahoma City working in a college. South Oklahoma City Junior College. It was a new college, an experimental college. I had just finished with my master's degree, and I was unable at the time to get a job in the field that I had studied. So I was able to get a job working with my first degree, which was education, mathematics education, at that same school where she was working. And that's where we met. And I think at first it was a no real attraction for between us as such. It was just another person there, and I think I was the only young man that was working in the whole school, young African American man,
Mm-hmm.
and working the same. So I started. They invited me. Some of the sisters that were working, they would invite me to go to lunch with them. At first, I didn't want to, so I didn't. And then later on, I started going to lunch with them. And I guess over a period of time, we kind of got attracted to each other. And 52 years ago, we tied the knot. We've been together
Alhamdulillah.
52, going on 53 years, and it seems like a day or half of a day, part of a day.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. That
Yeah.
might lead me into a marriage question. I don't have a
Hmm.
marriage question on my list, but
Okay.
that is a good you know, people when they're married, you have two personalities
Oh, yeah.
working in this, I don't even know what to say, a bubble, not a bubble, but in this world, right? You have these two
Yes.
personalities in this world. 52 years. What is 52 years? Um, how does how do I want to pose this? What do you learn about effectively working with another personality successfully, yeah, effectively, um, during the 52 years?
I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't even seem successful. I'm just being truthful. But there are things that we help one another. You know,
Hmm.
she does things for me to help me that I recognize. I believe I'm doing things to help her that she recognizes, and that helps. I mean, help you to stay together. You get to the point where again you couldn't even fathom to use that word yourself without that person. You know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's always some experiences there that are not so pleasant, but the pleasant ones are more numerous than the not so pleasant ones. That's one way to put it.
Mm-hmm. They
And we
outweigh.
yes, 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 yes,
Um, the question just came up, and
yes.
I'm going to move away, but it's a good question. How do you learn to honor and respect one another? 'Cause especially if you met in your early ages, and as
Yeah,
you grow, you definitely experience changes in self,
yes, yes,
or go through the changes that affect
yes.
you as you deal with your life, your environment
Hmm.
around you. And sometimes that could be taken out on the person closest to you or just in
Yeah.
your stressful situation. But how do you
Mhm.
learn to continue to honor and respect the person that you're
Well,
with? And I would say
yeah.
despite emotions, because a lot of
Hmm.
times you have emotional reactions to things, and
Sure,
or
sure.
you're in an emotional state and it has nothing to do with the other person. So how do
Uh-huh.
you experience that and still keep that honor and that respect towards that person?
Okay. In our relationship, I think both of us had good examples. And not only did I have a good example in my immediate family, but my grandmother and grandfather, they had a real good relationship with one another that you could just see it, and I think Zandra and I have a good relationship, basically. Alhamdulillah. Uh, the question, though, was what again? Say, I think I deviated from what you actually asked.
It was just, how do you oh gosh, I have to look at my chat to get it exactly. But
Yeah, yeah.
it
I,
was how do you honor and continue to and honor and respect that person? Okay.
and I was what I think I was going to share too is that I grew up with a mother in the house and four sisters older than me. And I think they taught me how to respect women, period. I,
Mm-hmm.
I know how to respect women. Plus, Allah has blessed me and my wife also, I think, to be such that when there's a problem, you don't attack the person. You have to
Mm.
get with the person who is your mate, and both of you together attack the problem. And
Oh, that's
and
good.
that way you can continue to be successful. But many people don't do that. When you
Mm-mm.
surprise them, they start attacking the other person. You know, yeah, you brought
Yeah.
this up on me. You did this, but so if I think that's good advice, and I think that's what we've been able to do over the years, and I hope it continues. 52 years, we gotta maybe have a few more together. We don't know
Inshallah.
how many. Inshallah.
Inshallah. That is a really I wrote that down because I think that and I'm gonna share that with someone else. But I think that's very important and that's kind of especially I'm not gonna say especially with my generation, but we honestly just grew up in a generation of attacking the other person.
Yes.
Just in our culture and our music, and so that's really good advice. Someone asked, like, do you go to a Muslim? Who do you go to in a Muslim community if you need help or a counseling, I'm assuming, or consultation with issues that you may have in marriage, um, like how Christians go to their pastor.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming that they ask, do you go to but their question says, who do you go to in the Muslim
you,
community?
yeah, you can go to imams. Imams are supposed to be equipped to do that kind of thing. I have done a lot of, after becoming an imam of a community, I've been an imam of a community for over 40 something years, I
Mm,
don't know if you knew that. For
I
36
didn't.
years, I was the imam of a little community in Lawton, Oklahoma for 36 years, more. And then
Hmm.
came to Little Rock in 2011, not to be imam again. I said, no more, I don't want to do this no more. And it just happened that the imam who was here got sick, and I was elected as the imam. Accepted. So for the 8 years,
Allahu
I've been
Akbar.
imam again. But people do come, and they should be able to go to the imam. Uh, it would be a great blessing if you could go to your parents, because we know in Al Islam that's what you're supposed to do. Get somebody from that parent, from that family, and somebody from the other family. And it's been very hard for us in that our parents and stuff up to now were not Muslim, us.
Hmm.
Now I think this in this day and time, I think a lot of the younger people have Muslim parents, which is a
Yeah.
blessing. Alhamdulillah. But I know one of the things, since I have become an imam, I don't really like trying to advise people. I'll do it, but I'm very hesitant about that because most of the time it just makes me think about how much advice I need myself. And a lot of times in uh, counseling married couples who have come to the office to become, a lot of times I would say, do you mind if my wife comes and sits in on this kind? She knows she sat in those kind of counseling sessions with me. If they said
Yeah.
they minded, I wouldn't ask her, but they usually don't. And I don't never feel qualified to do this kind of thing. Of course,
Yeah.
it's never been my field of study. I started out studying mathematics. That was my choice. And I liked mathematics because I said it was true. And I didn't like those courses, although I made good grades in them. I didn't like courses I like science too, but I didn't science and mathematics. I didn't like government and those kind of things. I said, all these people are doing is just lying. That's where I
Hmm.
feel.
Yeah.
And it was some people in the class, they would just get up and filibuster and say all kinds of things, and the teachers would give them good grades. I said, they wasn't doing it but lying. That's where I failed. But I'm more
Yeah.
mature now.
Yeah. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. I like that's good humility, right? To bring your
Mhm,
wife in and to say,
mhm.
and it's a good example of it takes a unit.
I need help.
Um,
You hear me? I
yeah.
said, I need help. Well, we know the help of Allah is always near,
Yeah.
but sometimes you need human beings' help too.
Yeah.
Some people, of course, look at you when you're like this. They look at you as weak, but it's really a strength that they're not able to see. That's the way I see it. And
Yeah.
if they keep living and keep observing it, they will also recognize it as strength. You mean humility,
Yeah.
patience? These
Yeah.
things are strengths.
They are, because it takes a lot, a lot of work. And if you're not
Oh
doing the
man.
work, you're just, in my opinion, in my observance, you're just flying off the handle because you're not constructively working.
Allahu
Um,
Akbar.
okay, I have one more on that, and then we're going to move into your entrance into Islam. So
Okay.
when you do work with couples or anybody, I would assume that you refer to Quran and Sunnah.
Allah Akbar.
But that is your foundation, correct?
Yes, no doubt.
No doubt. And there's so many examples. Yeah, but we have to read. We have to read about it,
Yes.
and we have to know what Allah says from Quran, and then read about the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him,
Mhm.
um, just to even bring it in. But
And
Alhamdulillah.
and even when you are not saying that,
Hmm.
your life exemplifies that. I mean, I know there's some people they always, well, the Quran say this, and which that's okay, but we can do that without saying it because really our lives are supposed to be that anyway.
Yeah.
And I try as best I can to live a life that's based on the Quran and the life example of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alhamdulillah. So let's talk about that. Your entrance into Islam. You already kind of mentioned it. Your brother was a member of the FOI,
Yeah.
and you said you wrote a letter and it was rejected. And I was wondering if when somebody said they were waiting on you to get right, were they saying they were waiting on you to get right so that your letter comes out right and they can accept
Mhm.
you into the
I
nation?
I don't know what they were saying. I kind of felt threatened. I felt kind of threatened. And but my first introduction to the Nation of Islam was when I was a child in Guthrie,
Mm.
Oklahoma. And the way it
Oh,
was, I had some friends who had grandparents in Chicago. No, grandparents in Guthrie, where I grew up, but their parents were in Chicago, and they would go to Chicago, uh, and then they would come back and live part time in Chicago, part time with their grandparents. And
okay.
they brought back the Muhammad Speaks, and I fascinated over it at that time as a young person, but then put that to the side and went on forward. And I think I shared with you that I grew up in the AME church. My mother played the
Yes.
piano. That's one of the reasons why I used to sing all the time. She played the piano in the church, and my father was later in his life was a steward and all that kind of stuff. But me and my brother, I said we was tight. He and I. We would discuss that stuff and we said, this stuff don't make sense. And I left the church when I was 17 years old, but I didn't leave. I had a strong belief in God, but I left the church and said, I started calling myself agnostic when I was
Mm-hmm.
17. And that was about the same time I went to college. And alhamdulillah. And then when I came back and when I first started looking at the Nation of Islam, I wasn't looking for religion. I was looking for a way to get the white man foot off my neck and off the neck of my people. That's what I was looking for.
Mm.
During the 70s, that's what the Nation of Islam was kind of showing. I don't know, if you could live it, that's what it was showing. It wasn't showing nothing about no religion per se to me, to a person like me. And so that's what my brother and we used to talk all the time. We lived together sometimes after we got to be adults, and we talked about going in. And when he wrote his letter, he was accepted. He was cleaner than me though, so he was when I came back from Nam, he was still in college. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And he was kind of clean cut and stuff. I wasn't really that bad, but I told you how I looked: big old fro, big old beard, and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was looking for that and was joining. And then when that didn't come about, once I heard the teachings of Imam Walid Muhammad, I wasn't no Muslim, but I had never heard nothing like that before. And he was teaching something that was so profound to me that I kept following, but I didn't join right away then, even until December of 1976. My wife and I had already been married in 73, December of 73. So I guess it was about 3 years later. She and I
Mm-hmm.
made our Shahada in Oklahoma City at the Masjid Movement back in the day. She and I both made the Shahada there. And after that, I got a job in Wichita Falls, Texas, as the base environmental planner for Shepherd Air Force Base, and we moved from there to Shepherd Air Force Base, where there were no Muslims in that area. Although there had been a Nation of Islam there, but it didn't exist no more. And of
Mm.
course, because that was during the time, right about the time the Imam was taking over and people was trying to decide if they were who they were and whatever. I mean, you may not
Mm-hmm.
know it, but you know, but you weren't in it.
Yeah, I've
I
come
had some
across it too with these interviews.
I had some friends who were in the Nation of Islam, during the time when I got back. And when Honorable Elijah Muhammad died, they went crazy. And I looked at them because, I feel like I've always had good sense. Maybe not. And so I'm saying, how can you go from what you were before? Because I would go and see them and visit them. They'd be smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. And I'd be saying, how can you do it? You must not have been in real. And that wasn't everybody, I know. But these people were my friends. And I didn't understand that. I said, ain't no way a person who was really into anything could just go all the way like that almost overnight. So I just say that. And so then I said we did that, and we found when we were in Wichita Falls, Lawton, Oklahoma is about 40 miles to the north of that, right over the Red River. So we didn't find no Muslims there, but I was working for this Air Force base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started finding these immigrants who was coming there studying to be pilots and stuff, and I would go visit them, and I found a lot of them to not be true. You know, I would go to visit them and they'd be doing the same thing that these other people over here be doing. You know what I'm saying? Chasing women
Yeah.
and all this. I'd be like, man, how's this Muslim? And so we started trying to make my wife and I to make a Muslim group there again. And we weren't able to, and then we found the place in where they had a community in Lawton, Oklahoma. So we started driving there back and forth, back and
Mm-hmm.
forth. And when I first walked into the masjid that was there, they still had chairs and stuff. They was just making a transition. The
Yeah.
brother who was the imam, he saw me and he said, "I envision that you're gonna be a great help for the community." And so I said, "What?" And he was just meeting me, and so I started assisting him and going around, and then he started sending me places to talk, and he would tell me, "When you go there, if don't nobody show up, brother, I want you to stay there and teach the chairs and stuff like that." And we got into it like that, and then he was sat down by the regional imam. It was Imam Kamaluddin came and he had some problems. They sat him down and they put our community under the community in Oklahoma City, which is about 180 miles to the north of Lawton. And so they would send brothers down to teach and whatever. And so after a while, I was the treasurer. I used to take care of the bills and pay the bills. And
Mm-hmm.
one of our brothers said, "Man, anybody can do that. You know about it more about Islam than any of us. You should be the imam." That's how it happened. And so
Alhamdulillah.
he had to write a letter to the regional imam, which was Imam Kamaluddin, presenting all that and asked him, and he then accepted it, and I became the imam of that community. And from that
Alhamdulillah.
point up until the other time, that's how I ended up being the imam in Lawton, Oklahoma for 36 years. I guess, just trying to do what's right, trying to do what
Yeah.
is right. And I don't know if you ever heard my motto or not, or if other people have, but I say it all the time. My motto is do the best you can and then strive to make your best better. That's one of my mottos I try to live by. And I try to tell other people, yeah, you're doing your best, but your best can be better than that. And
Mm-hmm.
they might not accept it. But I think if you think about that, you would say, yeah, my best could be better. You know, 'cause even for some people who don't come to the masjid for prayers and stuff, you say, you're allowed to make your prayer at home like that. That's okay. You're allowed. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that if you go to the masjid and in congregation, you get 25 to 27 times more reward. And
Mm-hmm.
especially the men I be on. I don't like to be on the sisters like but
Yeah.
sisters can too, because with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the sisters was in the masjid too. But if you have any skills, a real legitimate skills, no problem. But
Yeah.
it can't just be I'm tired or I don't feel like I want to today. Inshallah. And I know you didn't ask me to go off on that, but that's
No,
that's my
alhamdulillah.
that's my that's my soapbox. And the other
Yeah.
thing is that I always say to people, find a way or make a way. If you don't find one, make one. But usually there is a way to make one.
Yeah.
There's a way to do mostly everything. You don't have to reinvent the wheel hardly for nothing. It's already a way to do it. So alhamdulillah. I
Alhamdulillah.
guess I spoke to the question. I have a tendency to go off into other things.
You did. And then alhamdulillah, because that is the wisdom that we get when we listen to the elders, because it's a lot more to things than just some questions I made up.
Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Um, I had a question, and it kind of is a follow up on what you just said. But before that, I want to ask, what, if any, no, how important is it to know the history of where you come from? Just hearing you talk about your family starting Alabama and moving, and then coming to where they came to, providing more history, and then examination into the behavior of what happened at that time, is eye-opening. And it is not only is it eye-opening, but it's a little cementing for the experience of the African American. But what or how important is it to know the history of where you come from?
That is extremely important, I believe. And which is why our enemies are always trying to destroy our history, take our books out of the library, take, destroy every little thing that we have done, burn down anything. But if a person really is in touch with the history, then you don't need the artifacts or the outside stuff, because now it's in you. And of course, it's in our DNA anyway. But we
Mm-hmm.
have to know how to connect with what's there. So it is very, very extremely important that we stay in touch with our history. And of course, a lot of our history as African Americans has been lost, stolen, and some strayed on its own. And we just have to keep working on it, because the Nation of Islam created a history for us.
Mm.
You know, uh, it wasn't a true history, and I know some of the Nation of Islam people might not be too happy about me saying this, but that's the reality. Created a mystical history to help people feel better about themselves, about ourselves. And it,
Yeah.
it helped us. It really, what the Nation of Islam did in America helped the Christians, it helped everybody, it helped the African Americans everywhere. A lot of people don't know it and they won't even accept it, but it did. And that's why we can't allow people who are immigrants or a lot of people don't like to hear this, who come here to let pull us away from that history. And that's one
Yeah.
thing I really like to try to pass on to young people, especially who was raised in this community. Don't allow people to destroy that history. And Imam Muhammad took very strong pains in showing us how that fitted in our progressive development. But
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people, they're not in touch. So that's what you led me. Your history is very, very important to you. And that was my dad's side that came from Montgomery, Alabama. On my mother's side, I haven't fit theirs together. I wish they were still here so I could ask them. Because my grandfather was from Mississippi and my grandmother was from Tennessee. And I know they have a border, I think, together, but I was trying to figure out how did they get together. I have to ask my sister Wanda. She's still alive. She keeps up with that kind of stuff. when I see her again, I'm gonna ask her how that all came together because I believe that if I know that, that will help me in my forward development. So I'm saying in your answer, history helps you in your forward, but not trying to live in the past. But we need to know how to benefit from the things that happened to us in the past. So
Yeah.
people who are your enemy try to destroy your past and also to steal your future.
Yeah.
And
They
one way
can.
to steal a person's future, if you can destroy their past, you can steal their future easier.
Yeah.
We ain't going for that no more. I'm telling you. I don't know how long Allah gonna bless me to be on this planet, but we ain't going for that no more.
Yes.
And I can
Alhamdulillah.
see that in the young people.
Yeah.
They seem to be strong in that way. Many, so that's a blessing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I say they, but I don't know. I'm in my late 40s, but I noticed the
Alhamdulillah.
difference in the people who are 10 years younger than me than,
Mhm.
you know, the people
Mhm.
in my generation. And they seem
Yeah.
to be a little bit more unapologetic for their determination. And I
MashaAllah.
think that's a good thing. Um,
Allahu
so when we talk about generations and us, especially as the descendant of the American slave, and just people through the generations, what, if any, generational behaviors would you try to improve upon?
One of the main things we've got to correct the relationship between males and females.
Mm,
I think we've got to get back to family life because I believe that the destruction of family life has more to do with our inability to move to forward like we need to than anything else that has happened to us. We've got to, and of course, the Muslim community is at a point to do that, but I don't know. It seems like we're alone. We got all these communities with a lot of elders in them, and
hmm
unlike you, a lot of people don't even want to listen to the elders. It seems. I might be wrong, but that's what it seems like. They don't want to, like, like, that's old school. That's what y'all used to do,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So
Yeah,
keep
I think,
keep doing this podcast and doing stuff like that, reaching out, bridging the gap.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. I think we just don't realize our ignorance. I have been in the pool of not realizing my ignorance. So I will, admit to that. And I think that's a place where you start to begin to learn more
Yes.
when you realize that. So, that kind of goes into what I'm going to ask you next. For the young people, the advice of the young Muslims, um, what else would you say to us? There's a lot of work going on with the people in my age range, but people in my age range, like I said, I'm in my late 40s and younger. What would you say, or what advice would you give to us?
Well, lots of advice is needed, but I think the responsibility for a lot of what's happening with your generation is on our shoulders because we are your parents, and we did a lot of stuff that we made a lot of mistakes. And I'm not talking about me and you. I'm saying we made a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes. And then we have to encourage that group that they are custodians of helping the group that's coming after and try to keep you from making some of the same mistakes. I'm saying keep the same mistakes that we made as parents. But
hmm
a lot was happening to us. We were coming in. We were new Muslims. We didn't know nothing about Islam. I'm telling you, a lot of us still don't. Include myself. I'm not trying to take myself out of the picture.
Yeah.
So that's all that came to my mind right now. Alhamdulillah. But yeah, we've got to be strategic in everything we do, and we've got to understand all the time that we it's up on our shoulders to solve any of these problems with the help of Allah. We can't say that it's somebody else's situation. It's ours. We got to take what do we call it? Responsibility. Take
Yeah.
responsibility for ourselves, inshallah. Take responsibility. So that's a lot of advice is any advice that you're giving, it's the same, no matter what the group is. But we
Yeah.
have an enemy who is strategically dividing us up.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to stop listening to that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I listen to it no more. I don't think. I hope not.
Yeah.
But I have children, two sons. That's all we have. But I guess I have to consider all these other ones as being my children too. Two sons, and alhamdulillah, they doing pretty good. But
Alhamdulillah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
And they have children. So
Yes.
we got grandchildren. Don't have any
Yeah.
greats yet, but if them grands keep going, we'll have some greats. Some kind of
Yeah.
way. We
Inshallah.
want to have them in a good way, but if you have them in the other way, they still your grandchildren, the great grandchildren. You still responsible for 'em. Praise be to Allah. I don't think I gave any real good to anything, but that's all I could think of at this time. Mm. But we have to keep it on our minds and keep working on these things and not thinking that they're just going to work out on their own, because they're not. We have to do it. As
Yeah.
they said, do for self. That
Alhamdulillah.
do for self is expansive. Some people think it's just business, but no, that do for self is on every level of existence, physically, mentally, spiritually, and any other way that we're allowed to be. We have to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
Mhm. And not against somebody, because any good thing that we accomplish for African Americans is good for the human family. Any good thing that you accomplish for Muslims is good for everybody else. And we just have to come to understand that it's not us and them and us. It's one human family, and everything is going back to Allah, which means everything is returning to oneness,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. So I asked this question, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should take it off, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but it
Okay.
is on here, so I want to ask it because I have heard different responses. I don't want to tell you the responses yet because I want to see what
Okay.
I don't want to influence yours. But how would you like to be remembered?
Just as a person who tried to do what was right and
Hmm.
who encouraged other people to do the same. That's enough for me. I want people to look
Alhamdulillah.
at Rasheed. He was a person who was trying to do what was right. And whenever you were around him or with him, he was trying to encourage you to do what is right. That's good enough for me. And I think it covers a multitude of things.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. SubhanAllah.
Subhanallah. Oh, that's good. That was good. Some people don't feel like, why should I be remembered or something like that? So I've gotten that
Mm-hmm.
response. So I was like, I don't want to offend people by asking them that a
Right.
question, but I do appreciate every response that we've
MashaAllah.
received because it's been inspiring. Alhamdulillah, we have come to the end of this session.
MashaAllah. Thank you.
MashaAllah. And
Thank you
so
for allowing me to talk
thank you for talking.
and share.
I appreciate it.
MashaAllah.
And thank you for being
MashaAllah.
patient with our our little
Can,
slowness
can I
getting started
can
there.
I would you allow me to do one thing? I said I was going to ask you, can you allow me to do one thing
Yes, sir. Yes,
before
sir.
you end?
Yes.
And that is, I would like some people don't know. I'm a poet. I've been a poet since I was a child. May
Oh
I may
yeah, I
I
was
share
supposed
a
to
poem?
mention that.
No, you
I was
and
supposed to mention it. I'm glad you remembered.
uh, this
Alhamdulillah.
poem is called "Honor is Due to the Aged." And since you invited me to an elders podcast, I said, hey, I want to share that particular poem. My wife will tell you, I got poems all over the house, they everywhere. I got books that I've written, all kind of stuff. It's just something I've been doing since I was a child. So this is the poem.
Okay.
Let us Let us honor those who have lived lives long. Everything they have done could not be wrong. For all of the times they've been on this earth, they must have done a lot of things of worth. Let's think of the roads over which they have come and freely give them honor that they have won. And if we don't know their accomplishments, let me see, like a page together. If we don't know their accomplishments, honor them anyway, ladies and gents, with their wrinkled skins and their silver hair. The highest of honor is all that is fair. For their long lives putting up with so much, give honor due for the little and the much. All deserve honor, respect, and glory. Ears wide open, listening to each story. And I thought that fit your podcast, and I hope it did.
It did.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. Thank you. That was good
Thank
and
you.
fitting because April is Poetry Month. And so
Allahu Akbar.
how fitting for that to exist. So I
MashaAllah.
appreciate that. And thank you for being here. This video will be on Facebook, but now Facebook does this thing where they erase the videos after a while. So
30 days.
I do upload them to my YouTube where you can see
MashaAllah.
all of the elders podcasts, and I will put a post about that as well. So
Thank you.
thank you to
Jazakumullahu
everyone
khairan.
who has attended. I have a question. I have a hand raised. So I'm going to recognize this person. Muhammad Sharif, go ahead.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Rasheed and Ma'am Faruq.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How long, I don't know how
Assalamualaikum.
much time you have, but how long has this podcast been going on? How did it get started?
Oh, alhamdulillah. Thank you for that question. Gosh, I can't remember the first date. I started with my mom. This is my 9th episode, and I try to do one episode a month. So I know I've missed a month, maybe during Ramadan and whatever happened that made me miss another month. So it's been going on for at least 8 months. And what else was your question?
Yeah, just like how long had the program going on? How did it get started? And I
Okay.
think you basically answered that question, but
Yeah.
I'm on in a lot of other programs, and I think this is the first program that saw where the audience don't get an opportunity to say anything.
Oh, subhanAllah. In general, like if you have a question, like and raise your hand, we definitely will recognize you and have you, say what it is you want to say or ask your question. Inshallah, I don't get too many people that raise their hand, and so that's why you may not see it on the videos. But anytime that you want to and say something like you just did now, that is, alhamdulillah, very welcomed and appreciated during the
Yeah, I just thought I would
podcast.
bring it up in case people don't know if they can raise their hands, ask a question. So that's why I asked.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I may put that acknowledgement that can happen in the next advertisement. This is a podcast that's open to the elders of the community ages 60 and older. And definitely anybody who is in here is welcome to raise their hand to ask a question or make a comment. It's generally an hour-long video time frame. But if it goes over, it goes over, and Allah knows best, and we keep it going that way. But alhamdulillah, thank you. I appreciate your comment. And yes, you can ask questions in the chat as well. And Zoom has this new thing that I haven't experienced before. Now the questions come up a little better than they used to. So I can always see when you say something and I try to catch it without having to, flip and change screens too much. So that's pretty good too.
Okay.
But alhamdulillah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for answering my question. Thank you. This is
Yes,
my
sir.
first time tuning in today.
Alhamdulillah. Well, I hope you tune in to our next one. I'll try to get it going somewhere. May. I might go to New Medina in May, so we might lose May. But alhamdulillah, I have another hand raised from Malik Fraser.
Yes, Abdul Malik. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Rahmatullah wa barakatuh, Sister Rasheedah. First off, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for putting this platform together. Our Dean of Islam teaches us that the best dawah is examples and, you know, the character and experience. This is what our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught us. So, you know, every time I get a chance to listen to one of these elders, I think it's you know, information that's priceless. And to Imam Faruq, good to see you again. Alhamdulillah. I was just at the Southwestern Conference with you a couple weeks ago. I was able to listen to you
Alhamdulillah.
and sit
Yes.
with you as well as pray behind you. And I just want to say, may
MashaAllah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless you and guide you and give you nothing but good in this life and the next for all that you've done for the community and all that you've done for Islam and pushing it forward in these states. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us, the younger generation, have that same enthusiasm and, you know, vernacular to get it out there to where it could be received. SubhanAllah.
Yes.
Ameen, ameen,
Alhamdulillah. Y'all do
ameen.
better than us. Do better than
Inshallah.
us.
Inshallah. Barakallah fik.
Inshallah.
That's all I got.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Yes, comments are definitely appreciated. My daughter came in here with a little issue with some ants just a minute ago, so that's why you saw me turning my head away. But alhamdulillah. With that said, Imam Farouk, would you?
Assalamu alaikum. I have something to say, but I can't raise my hand, so apologize.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So yeah, this is my first time as well. I'm in my late 40s. So thank you, sister, for doing this. Both of my parents are not here, but I believe they would have been in the age group of Imam Farouk. So thank you, Imam Farouk, for coming on and your honesty and transparency. This has been not only I guess an abundance of knowledge, but also somewhat of a healer. So my parents, they converted out in Chicago as well and joined WD Muhammad, etc. And then they moved over to the East Coast. And I appreciate you just saying, you know, and even somebody in the chat, you know, we were baby Muslims, you know, just trying to do the best that we can. I think my age group, and I think about my brothers, and like I mentioned, like it doesn't really seem like there was like a succession plan in place. So I think like my generation, especially the males, the African American males, not as many of them are in the mosque being leaders, um, even though if their parents were Muslim. But you know, you giving that background today and sharing the knowledge and explaining, you know, the intentions. I don't think a lot of times, you know, you hear the elders say it, or maybe the young people are just not in the room to hear it. Especially when I think about the males, like my brothers and my Muslim peers, you know, maybe they're not practicing as much, but our parents and elders, y'all was just trying to do the best that y'all can, you know. And then when you mentioned, you know, you went and sat with the other brothers from Islamic countries who, you know, come to find out they were struggling too, you know, growing up. It was interesting because it was like, okay, we not down with the NOI, but they had that high self-esteem. But then, you know, we wasn't like really Middle Eastern, you know. So like my peer group was like, nah, we not Arab. We like being black, but everything was like haramified, astaghfirullah, you know. So you know, may Allah knows best, and may Allah heal us and heal our generation. And I just pray for the males in our group, because it's very important, our peer group, for them to be the leaders. The sisters, you know, we know the assignments, but we need our men, we need our males. So thank you. May Allah bless all of you, and may Allah God protect all of us. I mean,
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. Um I often think maybe I should have a podcast where, or not even it would have to be a podcast, but just like a group where people in our age range could come and have that dialogue. because what you said is what we feel. Like that's a general feeling of us. I remember being a little kid and around the older Muslims learning, and just because of who I am, it caught my attention and it stayed with me, but it wasn't, I don't know. It I guess that lost, what you said, like the plan, for what we do next. I felt that lost, and then so subhanallah, it caused a distraction. But then, mashallah, I realized that, and hey, you get back into your Quran and you get back into learning about the life of the Prophet, and then sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then that brought me back to, I'm like, I was a little kid, I was in all those 2 hour long Imam Muhammad sessions. When he came to Little Rock, it was not an event where we were not there. But at the same time, I I remember it, but I was a little kid, and a whole bunch of stuff has transpired in life since then. But what I've done is I've started to review. Like my mama has 100 books. I've read a few of them. I need to read some more. But then they've started to put all of these YouTube videos on YouTube that you can go back and watch as well. But just paying attention in general, right, to everything, and bringing our own selves, being aware of what you just said, and then bringing our own selves back into the consciousness that we need to be in. So alhamdulillah, we'll see what Allah chooses for us moving forward. Inshallah, hopeful. Just the fact that so many of us share that sentiment, it needs a space for it, I do believe. Inshallah, a community space for it. But inshallah, do we have any other comments, or would anyone else like to say anything before we close? Alhamdulillah. Well, I was going to ask you, Imam, if you could end us out with a prayer, if you don't
Yes,
mind.
we'll do dua from Quran. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh, our Lord, grant us good in this life, grant us good in the life to come, and keep us safe from the punishment of the fire. Ameen.
Ameen. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.
Totally enjoyed you.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I pray everyone has a good rest of the afternoon into the evening. And inshallah, we will see you next time on the Elders Podcast. I try to do them monthly. If Allah says the same, inshallah. And if you don't see it monthly, you'll definitely see it the next time. There is on my YouTube channel, I do have all of the past videos. If you want to watch them, I will post this video as well on Facebook, inshallah. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Again, have a good rest of the afternoon.
Sorry.